morning, guys. Thanks for checking out the third video in the International 1100C series. In today's video, we're hoping to get the truck behind me fired up for the first time in years. I'm super excited, and if you guys want to find out what happens, just stick around to the end of the video. Alright guys, so welcome back. In our last video, we went ahead and pulled the plugs from the engine, poured Marvel Mystery Oil in. We were able to get the clutch slave cylinder in and get the wiring harness hooked up and crank the engine over a few times. Today, I've gone ahead and put in a new oil filter. I've added some oil to the block. What I'm going to do is go ahead and get a battery to pop in here, and we're going to go ahead and crank the engine over a few more times just to expel all the oil additive we added to the cylinders, and then we'll go ahead and add the plugs back and work on the ignition system. Thanks again guys for watching, and let me go grab that battery. So we got the battery, just got to lug it over here. Let's get this sucker hooked up. So, boom, there we go. It's green, so you know it's good. Toss that down there. Clean some of this junk up here. I've got the plug sitting down there. It's gonna be just a second. Sit that down. All right, so we grab these guys. Boom, boom, boom. Boom and boom. All right, so battery. What way do I want to set this? Okay. Positive, negative, and this might fit in there. Let's see. Just barely. All right, that's okay. Let's go ahead and get this sucker on here. Set up. Now this positive is just temporary. We're going to go ahead and replace the eyelet here with something more permanent. And I found this cable for the ground in the back of that car on the other side of the Bronco, an old 61 or 62 Ranchero. But let's go ahead and get these tightened down and give the old engine a few cranks. Nice. Snap-on, so you know it's expensive. You know, the funny thing is none of the Snap-on tools I own were purchased except for a flashlight. I needed a rechargeable flashlight, and the Snap-on truck was here, and I know I'm an idiot, but most of the tools I use I get with rewards points from buying parts for people. So, you know, I don't care too much about most of the tools I use because it's not always the tool. Most of the time it's just the person. So I can get a lot done with some cheap tools. But some tools, you do need nice ones. Quality is important in some situations when it comes to tools. So let's go grab the key and give the engine a few cranks to clear out the cylinders, and we will move on to installing plugs. All right, perfect. All right, you guys, got the key here. We're gonna go ahead and crank it over a few times and get some of the juices out of the engine. So, all right. Now, this was a little finicky last time. So, there we go, and All right, guys, so we definitely made a mess of things, but it looks like we were successful by the looks of it in expelling all the mystery oil from these cylinders. So now that things are nice and lubricated inside the combustion chamber, I think it's time we go ahead and put these spark plugs back in the engine. And what we will do after that is work on the ignition system. But first, we get the battery out of the way. So, all right, battery's out of the way. Cables are fine right there. We're gonna go ahead and grab the spark plugs and toss them in. So, grab these guys. Boom. All right. Kind of speed this up for you. You don't have to watch. So we got the wires all sorted out for the distributor. Plugs are in, they are torqued down, except for the passenger side. Forgot to do that. So let's go ahead and do this real quick. Pop these off. We'll do one at a time so we don't mess up. Okay, pop that back on there. Nice and tightened down there. So we've got 2468 on this side, and like I said, we set TDC on the 8th cylinder when we set up the timing. So we're almost ready to fire this up. Two things need to happen before that does, and we check spark, is that we need to attach the coil. Go ahead and cinch this guy down and then get the lead from the distributor to the coil right there, and then I will get my spark tester and we can check spark. And we have to remove, a second ago I cranked over the engine and I had some plugs in one side, and I forgot to remove the tape from the exhaust ports from when we painted the motor. So really loud popping sound. Couldn't figure it out because I had the cap off of the distributor. Shouldn't have happened, so not a big deal, but it scared me a little. Anyways, gonna go ahead and hook that up, pull the tape off, get my spark tester, and I will be right back. So looking for the this is what I need. It's an inline spark tester. This is gonna let me know with a little bulb in here if we're getting a current through the line. So, all right. So here we have it. I'm gonna pop this guy in line. So what happens with this? How this works is you go ahead and pop this lead into the spark plug wire, and we're gonna go ahead and do this on cylinder number 1. You tighten that up, make sure that bulb's got good connectivity right there, and we're going to attach the other end to the spark plug, which helps ground it. So now that that's set up, we'll move over here and pull this nut off. And we've got a lock washer, a standard washer, and the washer up against the coil itself. Let me go ahead and attach this guy here onto there, and we got the washer, lock washer, and nut. Those are going to go on right there. And probably a 7, maybe a 1/4 inch or so. That's okay. We're gonna hand tighten it to see if we're able to get any spark at all. I just want to make sure this thing's not flopping around. I might have to remount that somewhere else. Awesome. Let me go crank the engine, and you tell me if you see any spark. But first we have to clear off the exhaust ports. So we'll clean off the exhaust ports, get the tape off of there, and then we will go ahead and crank and see if our coil's good, and we will check to see if we have spark. And we'll go back and clean this up a little bit more before we put the manifold gaskets on. Awesome. So this side, that's clean enough. We just don't want it sucking any tape in or popping anything out. So let's go do the other side. Need this. Let's go ahead and pop right in there. Give us something to grab. Okay. This one is one of the ones that exploded already. Scared me. Left me scared. And then we have cylinder 7 back here. Okay. Those are all cleaned up. Inline spark tester. Let's go ahead and crank it and see if we're getting spark down here. And then we will go grab some ether and shoot a little bit into the carb and see if we can get her to fire over. All right, so a little bit of starting fluid there. Let me go ahead and pull that spark tester off. I couldn't see anything from in the cab cranking it, so hopefully we were getting some spark. This is an easier way for me to tell because I don't have anybody to crank the engine for me right now. So let's go ahead and open her up a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, she's, well, everything's a little frozen, so let's see. Missing the return spring there. Let's see. Okay. Just gotta fire it all. It'll fire with that. Just double check right here. Make sure things are nice and tight. Okay. Let's give it another shot. So, she was cranking. Maybe the battery is a little worn out. Let's grab another battery.
California.
All right, grabbed another battery. Let's hook this guy up and see if we have any better luck. And probably tighten that down. But where did I put the wrench? Did you guys see? I guarantee you it's under the battery. Maybe. Oh, no. Power tools. Where's the wrench? The cap. Still dirty in there. Okay. Let's get this sucker tightened up a little so we get a better connection and hopefully spark and a combustion event. Now, I put enough ether in there to kill a horse. So, all right, doesn't move, so you know it's good. Okay, let's give this another shot. Well, I'd say she's gonna fire, and she just did. So spray some more ether in her and see what happens. Well, I'd say that was a success, except for the fact I just dropped the key. There it is. Anyways, she fired up. Pretty stoked. That's the first time it's fired inside this vehicle. A little smoky. Like I say, you know, we still have a lot of Marvel Mystery Oil to burn off of the cylinder walls in there, and you know, we're gonna go ahead and get everything dialed in as far as timing and get the gas pedal accelerator hooked up so that I can let it breathe and actually get this thing running. So thank you guys so much for being a part of this. I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much. Hello you guys, thank you so much for watching today. Really excited. We were able to get her fired up today. A little smoky, but that's okay. That's to be expected with all the additives we put in the cylinders. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe. Hit the like button if you like the video, and turn on notifications so that you do not miss another moment of this truck and the amazing transformation that is about to happen. Thank you so much, and catch you on the next one, guys.